AITA for refusing to pay for my boyfriend's bro night after he put me on the spot in front of his friends? I'm 26F, going through a bit of a relationship dilemma right now, and I honestly don't know if I'm in the wrong here or not, so I'm turning to you for some advice. I've been dating my boyfriend, 28M, for almost 2 years now, and for the most part, we've had a pretty good relationship. We have a lot of similar interests and get along really well. But there's one thing that has started to become a point of contention: his weekly bro nights with his friends. Now, I'm not the type of person to be super possessive or try to control who he hangs out with. I totally understand that everyone needs their space and time with their friends. These bro nights have always been a thing for him, and I've never really had an issue with it. I usually just take the opportunity to relax at home, catch up on some reading, watch Netflix, or go out with my own friends. I've always supported his time with his friends, and I've been fine with it until this one night. So here's what went down. Last Friday, we were out having dinner together at a nice restaurant. We were just casually talking and enjoying the meal when his phone buzzed. It was a text from one of his buddies, asking if he wanted to join them for poker and drinks at their place. He didn't even hesitate and immediately said, "Yeah, I'll be there in 15 minutes. Fine, I'm used to him leaving to hang out with his friends, so I didn't think much of it. But then out of nowhere, he turned to me, looked me in the eyes, and said, "Babe, you got this, right?" I was completely caught off guard. We had just ordered food, and the bill hadn't even come yet. At first, I thought he meant that he was asking me to take care of the bill for our dinner, since we had shared it. But then he added, "Can you also send me some money for drinks tonight? I'm kind of short on cash this week." Now at this point, I was stunned. I'm all for being supportive and treating my boyfriend occasionally, but I just felt like this was a weird request, especially because it was his night out with his friends, not like we were doing something together. He was planning to go hang out with them for the entire evening, and now he was asking me to foot the bill for it? His friends, who were all on speakerphone at this point, started laughing in the background. One of them said, "Yeah, get your girl to pay for your night out, bro." Another one chimed in, "You know she's your sponsor, right?" And they all laughed. I was sitting there, uncomfortable, trying to figure out how to respond. I really didn't want to cause a scene, but I also felt this was completely out of line. I paused for a second, trying to gather my thoughts, and finally just said, "No, I'm not going to pay for your drinks. It's your night with your friends, and if you're going to go out, you should be able to cover your own costs." His smile faded, and the atmosphere instantly became awkward. He paid for his half of dinner and left without another word. When I got home that night, he texted me, and this is where things started to escalate. He was furious. He said, "I can't believe you embarrassed me in front of my friends like that. You made me look like I can't even take care of myself. And now they're all making jokes about me being broke." I was totally taken aback. I mean, I hadn't meant to embarrass him. I simply didn't think it was fair for me to cover his expenses while he was out having fun with his friends. He then added, "You got to trust me on this one. We've been together for almost 2 years, and you should support me when I need you." I replied, saying, "I do support you, but I'm not okay with being put in a position where I'm expected to pay for you to have fun with your friends, especially when you've got your own income. It's not about trust. It's about boundaries and respect." The next day, he was still upset. He started texting me passive-aggressive messages, saying things like, "Guess I'll have to find someone who can help me out when I need it." His friends even started sending me memes and jokes about the sponsor and how he'd lost his financial backup. It made me feel like I was some sort of ATM, and I couldn't stand it. Over the next couple of days, we barely spoke. He kept sulking, and I felt like he was still mad at me. I tried to talk to him about how his request made me feel, but he kept saying I didn't understand how embarrassing it was for him. Eventually, he said something that really stuck with me. "I guess we just have different views on relationships. I thought you'd be more supportive." At that point, I realized we weren't on the same page about a lot of things, especially finances. I started thinking about how often he'd relied on me for financial help in the past, even when it wasn't directly asked for. There had been multiple occasions when he'd asked me to cover little things here and there, and while I never minded paying for dinner every once in a while, it felt like the balance was tipping, and I was being expected to take on more than I was comfortable with. Finally, I told him that I needed some time to think about everything. We had a long talk about money, boundaries, and expectations in our relationship, and it was clear we were not seeing eye to eye. He was still upset, and he told me he didn't think we were a good match anymore. He said, "If you can't help me out when I need it, then maybe we shouldn't be together." So here I am. I'm currently trying to process everything that happened. He ended up breaking up with me after a few more days of tension, saying that I wasn't the kind of partner he needed. Honestly, I'm still not sure if I was in the wrong here. Part of me feels like I could have handled it better, but another part of me feels like I was right to stand my ground and not give in to his pressure. So, Reddit, AITA for refusing to pay for his bro night when he put me on the spot like that?